What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode here on Above Average. If you're new to the channel, as always, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. And without further ado, we're talking some Oilers hockey today. We're gonna be talking who showed up in this year's playoffs and who didn't show up. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Yeah, this is gonna be a fun video. Essentially, I'm gonna be telling you, who showed up in this year's playoffs for the Oilers and who didn't show up. There's quite a bit. It's like 50-50 split. Just going to be basing not necessarily off points, but, just the eye test as well. How well did they do, in my opinion, and commitment level, how hard they worked, that kind of thing. That'll go a lot into it, and just silly penalties. If there's any dumb penalties, obviously, I'm going to knock you down the list a little bit. But with that being said, let's just hop right into this video and start. I don't know, I'm debating. I don't know whether I want to start with players. You know what? No, I think what ends better? I'm gonna start with the players who actually brought it, okay? Who brought it in this year's playoffs. So with that being said, let's start things off here. Okay, at number one, it's your captain, obviously, Connor McDavid. He brought it. Did he bring it like previous years? I wouldn't say so. He definitely chipped in, though. Connor McDavid did end up leading the Edmonton Oilers in points for this year's playoffs. He got 20 points in 12 games. He had 8 goals and 12 assists and was a -1. So, it's, obviously he passed the eye test? Yes. Is he putting up points? His work ethic is there. He's our captain. He's the best player in the world. And, it wasn't quite what he was doing last year, but you got to give it credit to the LA Kings and to the Vegas Golden Knights. They just defended him like crazy. I've never seen him get pounded that hard in my entire life. And it was some serious poundage. So, anyway, I'm going to try and ramble off as many players as possible here. There's a lot of players I'm going to be mentioning, so I'm just going to be rapid fire here, okay? Next up, player who brought it. We're talking about Brett Kulak. Brett Kulak, man, he contributed offensively a little bit there. I think he ended up getting... Brett Kulak, did he not get 1 goal? Yeah, 1 goal, 1 assist. Pretty sure the goal that he got was assisted by Ryan McLeod. So yeah, he was actually crushing it. He was probably one of, if not our best defender. No, he wasn't. Obviously there's someone foreshadowing, maybe a little bit foreshadowing there. But Brett Kulak, he was skating like no tomorrow. It was kind of like when we acquired him last year. It was no different, right? We seen his skating ability. And that's when we signed him this summer. I didn't think we were gonna, but when we signed him, I was like, yes, that's a great acquisition. He was kind of stagnant all throughout the Oilers regular season, but in the playoffs, he kind of took off. And here's hoping he can, keep on improving on that in the next season as well. Because his skating was just tremendous. He had a lot of great plays, and he had not a worry at all when it came to carrying the puck. So Brett Kulak, I got to give it to you. Props to you, buddy. I really appreciate it. So. Next up, believe it or not, this guy didn't get a single start in net. Jack Campbell, he brought it, man. When asked upon, Jack Campbell brought it, which is crazy that he didn't get a single start. 12 games played, and he didn't start one of them. Kind of crazy if you ask me, but, whatever. Each to their own. It is what it is. There's no point dwelling on it, right? It's already over. Anyway. Jack Campbell, he did bring it. It was kind of insane, the numbers that he actually put up for the time that, he spent. So games played, he did play in 4 games, wins one of those. He won one of those, obviously. Stu got pulled. It's hard to, battle the team back, but the one game that he started, it could have saved, the series, if you will, which ended up, I was going to say it saved the season, which it did save the season, but didn't even make it past the second round. So anyway, in Jack Campbell's 4 games played, he had 2 goals against in 51 shot attempts with a goals against average of 1, flat 1, and save percent, it's 1.1, and a save percentage of 96%. So, that's solid. And believe it or not, didn't get a single start. So, he shut down some really good players, Arvidsson, and, against the Kings there, and he looks steady. He should have definitely got a start. Am I salty about it? Maybe. Anyway, next player we're talking about is Klim Kostin. Okay, Klim came through in 2 games. What was it? Game 2 of the LA series? Yeah, I think it was game 2 of the LA series, but then it was weird because in game 3 or 4 or something like that, he was sat for the whole second and third period, which I don't get. Anyway, and then he ended up coming up clutch in game 6 of the first series as well against the Kings. Yeah, Klim, this guy absolutely brought it. Oh, god damn it. My stupid, low battery. Frick. Okay, 1 second. That's so stupid. Gosh darn it. Frick. Who needs batteries anyway? Stupid battery. Stupid battery. You want some batteries? I got some batteries for you. God damn it. Stupid. Just ruined my whole recording. I was really feeling it there. Okay. Try this again. So sorry for the first 5 minutes of this video where we have shit audio. But... oh, god damn it. Did I put the batteries in wrong? Oh, fuck's sakes. Oh, god. Oh, yeah, I did. Go figure. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so we got sorry for the technical difficulties. Here's hoping this sounds way better, and I know it does, so my apologies about that. That's happened like twice in the last 3 recordings, so my apologies. But we're talking about Klim Kostin, man. He brought it. This guy was such a great acquisition. We traded him for Dmitry Samarukov, so this guy is going to continue to crush it. He crushed it this year's playoffs, and you know, on the incline. I still think we got, you know, quite a bit to see for Klim Kostin, so that is great. Next player who brought it, Nick Bjugstad. No, obviously I know how to say it. Nick Bjugstad. I'm pretty sure that's how I say it. Anyway, it looks terrifying, but no, I got it. Nick Bjugstad. Okay, so man, we got this guy at the trade deadline. He was a star, he was a stud. He was a stud as soon as we got him. Big, you know, right shot center. He was able to throw his body around, and he was super noticeable. Yeah, I think Bjugstad definitely held his own. That's exactly what we wanted, exactly what we got, and it was nice. It wasn't like a freaking Derek Brassard like what we got last year. Derek Brassard didn't play a single game in the playoffs. Nick Bjugstad did play, you know, a fair share of games, and he was able to contribute, so that was nice. 12 games, he got 3 goals, so 3 goals, nothing crazy, but pretty sure one of those goals was a big goal. But anyway, Nick Bjugstad, thanks for coming out. You're probably not joining the team next year. How do you do? Okay, next up, this guy, he deserves a lot of props. Derek Ryan, a U of A prodigy from, you know, University of Alberta. That's where my roommate goes. Shout out Brandon. Let's go. Yeah, that's awesome. That's so sweet. He was so sound defensively. Derek Ryan, yes, as a matter of fact, 11 games played, 1 goal, 2 assists, good enough for 3 points and a +3 rating. So Derek Ryan, I mean, 3 points, 11 games, that's not bad, right? We take that, you know, it's better than nothing. So, especially for the minutes that he was playing, who he was playing with, I give full credit to Derek Ryan. You know, he's a pro, he's a good veteran presence. We need guys like him in our locker room. So Derek Ryan, I thought he brought it. I don't know about you. And as well, if you've made it this far, feel free to chime in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts as I read every single comment, okay? Next. Warren Foegele. This guy looks like the goofiest. He looks like a cheaper version, a Walmart version of Connor McDavid. Put them side by side and kind of just blink your eyes, like squint your eyes. You're going to see they kind of look alike, and then you like look and you're like, oh, okay, totally different. But that goes for, you know, the individual, like their faces, and for like when they're skating down the ice. I get mistaken of Connor McDavid and Warren Foegele a lot. Obviously 37, 97, they're both left shot. He can be flashy. He can be flashy at times. And, you know, we've seen that at glimpses in the regular season. We've seen it time and time again. Buddy just doesn't know how to bury on his chances, but he's a beautiful. I was going to say he's a beauty. Foegele. Yeah, Foegele's a beauty. That's a beautiful. That's what I call that. In the playoffs, Warren Foegele was able to get 3 points as well, 2 goals, 1 assist with a -2 rating. Yeah, he definitely didn't help out anything crazy in the back end, but he chimed in a little bit on the, you know, on the offensive side of the puck. And in the last game, he scored a goal. So that was not that it matters because we ended up losing. Anyway, next up, and the last player who brought it, if you don't know by now, now you do, Leon frickin' Draisaitl. Man, I mean, Leon Draisaitl, I've got a few buddies here in Edmonton. They're Flames fans, and man, the one, shout out Dylan if you're watching this, he is just like, man, I just can't get over how good freaking Leon is. And diehard Flames fan, I can't tell you, it's like music to my ears. I love hearing that. So it's pretty sweet. You know, he's getting recognition. He has recognition, and he has for a while now throughout the whole league. Just say whatever you want. He's physical, man. He's the perfect playoff player. And Leon Draisaitl's playoff performance this year, he had 12 games played, 13 goals, 5 assists, good enough for 18 points, and he was a -1. So there's a lot of comments saying, you know, Leon Draisaitl, as good as he is offensively, he's just bad defensively. But you got to think of it like, yes, he's putting up monster numbers against the best players of the world and the best player, like the best opponents. You know, he's playing top 2. He's playing against Mark Stone, the Riley Smiths, the Kempes, right? Like they're scoring just as much. They're unreal. If those players, if Kempe and Mark Stone were playing against like Derek Ryan and frickin' Klim Kost or like Foegele, you know, like those guys of the world, if Mark Stone and Jack Eichel were, you know, taking face-offs against Janmark and Kostin and Yamo, like they would absolutely dummy that line, right? So yeah, Leon does give up these chances, but I mean, who wouldn't? He's playing also against the top end talent, so I think it's kind of a defeating argument when players say like, oh yeah, for every goal that he scores, they get scored on. It's like, yeah, man, like it can't be that, you know, obviously that's probably going to happen. He's going up against the best talent in the world, right? Like he's the guy. He's also getting checked way harder. So that's my 2 cents. I'll leave it there. But yeah, Leon Draisaitl, absolute beauty. Oh man, it would have been so cool to see him get the all-time goals. And you know, there's always next year, like they say. But I think it's 18 goals. He was 5 shy. He was 5 goals shy away just at 12 games played. If he played like 12 more games, he easily could have passed it at that rate. So kind of crazy. Okay, on with the next one. We're kind of moving on pretty slow here, but I'm about to hurry. So players that didn't bring it, and this is tough to say, man, because I had high hopes for a lot of these players, but it all starts off with your boy Nuge, RNH, Hoppy, whatever you want to call him. You can call him late for the playoffs this year, man, because he did not show up, and it was tough, right? He's the player that you really wanted to watch and just see him thrive in this year's playoffs, especially after a 100-point season, the quietest 100-point season in NHL history, I think. The most under the radar 100-point season. I can't remember. Like it honestly baffles my mind. Like I'm still like, I wake up in the morning, I'm like, Nuge had 100 points this year. That's crazy, right? Like that's a huge milestone. So Nugent Hopkins, he just didn't bring it. He just, I don't know, he got cold. It sucks to say, but just that's all I'm going to say, because I've got like 10 other players I got to say, and I'm like 15 minutes in already. Okay, so Nuge, I'm sorry, bro, but maybe I'll quickly just say that as, you know, his point totals, yeah, he got 11 points in 12 games, which still, you know, on pace for like a 76-point season. Pretty solid, but that's not the 106-point season. I think he had 106-point season, so whatever it was. But and like another thing, 1 goal, 10 assists. A lot of those assists were on the power play. The goal might have been on the power play. I don't think it was, but anyway. So next up, we've got Evander Kane. Okay, he might have been injured. He might have not have been. You know, just comparing it to what it's the potential from what we seen last year, right? Last year's Evander was way better than this year's, and that's why I'm kind of like, he didn't bring it, right? He didn't bring it nearly as like he did last year, and neither did Connor and Leon, but that's still a really excellent, like it would have been impressive if they brought it back to that, right? I think, you know, I said it, like Leon Draisaitl got 18 points in 5 games against the Flames last year when he was injured, right? So it's just, I don't expect him to get those numbers again, right? Like that's just insane. He got 18 points in 12 games this year. Like that's crazy. And he got that in 5. Like it doesn't make any sense. So yeah, Evander Kane, he could have brought it, you know, who knows? He took some dumb penalties as well that could have cost us. So that's why I have him, and he didn't bring it. That's not the Kane we wanted. It's not the Kane we ordered, okay? So next up, I've got your boy, Kyler Yamamoto. Might be controversial, obviously. He had a pretty clutch goal in the first round, but that's all he did, man. That's like essentially all he freaking did. 1 goal, 3 assists for 4 points, a -7. That is the worst. He had the worst plus minus in the whole Oilers. So yeah, man, he might be getting traded. And that sucks, because he's been a player I've kind of always rooted for, and just he's never quite brought it, man. And he didn't bring it this year's playoffs. You know, I might be in the minority there, but a lot of people probably think, oh no, he was great. He's the hustler. It's like, I didn't see a lot of hustle, man, and it doesn't really do much. He doesn't cough the puck up like he used to, and it's just, I don't know. He doesn't have the size. No hate on Yamo. I freaking love the guy. He seems like the most chill guy on the Oilers. Like he seems like a really good locker room presence, and that's what I've heard. So, you know, he brings that, and like the guys love him, and you know, maybe that's, and that goes a long way inside the locker room. But as far as what I seen in the eye test, it just, it wasn't anything crazy. So, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. Anyway, next up. Okay, this one, okay. Yeah, this next guy, I'm sorry. Vinny Desharnais. I think that's all I'm going to say for Vinny. There's not much to be said. He has a big heart, and I'm sure he's an amazing guy, but man, he got burnt, and he got burnt and burnt and burnt. So, Vinny, just work on your skating maybe, just your hockey smarts, just work on that. Just work on that a little bit. Maybe do some one-on-ones with Connor, and that'll bring it back. I don't know, something, but yeah, it wasn't good. Anyway, next. Okay, we've got Stuart Skinner. Stuart Skinner! Okay, a lot of guys have been given, Stuart's been in the hot seat for a little bit here, but I think it's so stupid, in my opinion. Obviously, yes, he probably shouldn't have started all 12 games for sure. He needed a break, man. I'm blown away. Obviously the competitive nature in him, he was like, no, Jay, like, put me in. I want to prove myself. And, that's good. You want that, but there becomes you're a coach for a reason. There's a coach for a reason. You got to make these decisions. Like, I respect your decision, Stu, but I think we're going to change it up a little bit. And that's all he had to say, man. That's all he had to freaking say. And I'm just going to riddle off his numbers here quickly. Stuart Skinner, 3.68 goals against average. Not good at all. He had 5 wins, 6 losses. And then he had a .883 save percentage, man. Yeah, so not good. He was pulled, Stu was pulled 4 times. He bounced back in 3 of them, and the last one he didn't at all. So it was tough. Do I take Stu over Mike Smith last year? Still, easily 100%. I don't care. I don't care about the numbers, the eye test. Like, Stu's way more confident and is just not squirmy like Mike Smith was. So it might be a hot take, but that's my thoughts on Stuart Skinner. Okay, next up, Cody Ceci. Did you even play, Cody? I didn't even freaking see you on the ice ever. Like, where were you? I never seen you. Did you even do anything? Oh, 1 assist, secondary assist, albeit. No, I don't know about that. It might have been in primary, but my guess is a secondary. -5. Cody, like, not a good look. This was a step back season for you. Like, come to think of it, like, I have no memory of anything you did this year besides your goal that you scored in game 1 or 2 against Calgary Flames, because I was there for that. I was like, let's go CC. It's going to be a strong year. Jinxed it right then and there. Cody, you seem like a great guy. Just freaking bring it like you did last year, man. I remember you scored a really clutch goal against the Kings last year. Connor assisted to you. You went high blocker, short side. It was sick. It was so sick. And we didn't see any of that. He can't hit the freaking net. Yeah, he didn't bring it at all. I was very disappointed in Cody Ceci. And half the time, I didn't even know. I can't even remember hearing a single play. Like, Cody Ceci skating with the ice. Cody Ceci, like, makes a pass. I don't know. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but maybe his teammates even were like, Cody, yeah, no. I don't know. I might be looking into that a little too much, but yeah, not a good look. I'm sorry, Cody did not bring it, but another good guy. He's a great guy for sure. This is a tough one as well, man. His partner. Next up, Darnell Nurse. How the heck are you doing? Speaking of people that 11 games, 0 goals, 4 assists. What is that? Maybe like a $5 million player? Maybe 4, maybe even $3 million. Nope. 9.25. $9 million. He's a $9 million man. He's getting paid more than Leon Draisaitl. How is that? Yeah, so no knock to you, Darnell. I just think with your potential, your skating ability, your size, your smarts, your athleticism, you could be an absolute, like, freaking truck in these playoffs. Just in the regular season, in general, you could just destroy guys. Like, the league's getting so much smaller. It is quicker, but you're like one of the fastest skaters, defensemen in the NHL. Like, I'd put you up against anyone, really. Like, as soon as Darnell gets going, man, there's no stopping him. And for whatever reason, man, I just don't know what it is. I don't know, man. It's tough. It's frustrating. It's so frustrating because he could be lights out. He really could, man. Maybe it's the team. Maybe it can't be the system because he's always been like this. But I don't know. Yeah, he did not show up. Freaking Darnell Nurse, 11 games played, 0 goals, 4 assists for 4 points, and he was a -2. So that's tough. It's tough. You know, he was suspended there for the stupid. I think that was the dumbest thing ever. Yeah, I don't know. Darnell, just I don't know what to tell you, man. Just keep crushing it, or keep trying to crush it, I guess. But yeah, that was tough for sure. Okay, on to the next player. And we're almost done. If you made it this far, feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you like what you're watching. Really appreciate it. Okay, and the last player, I'm just putting it here. Ryan McLeod. Did he do anything crazy? No. Like if there was a middle list, like players who kind of brought it, he'd be in that. I just thought of that now. So. Yeah, no, Ryan McLeod would be in that list probably alone. Yeah, like he made some nice dishes. He can fly like the wind, man. He definitely has the eye test, but nothing to really show for it. So that kind of sucks. Yeah, like he did get 5 apples in 12 games played. That's not too bad. So like we take that. He was a little playmaker, -1. He didn't do anything crazy, but yeah, he definitely didn't contribute anything crazy either, right? So. Yeah, so that's pretty well it. If you were wondering, Matthias Janmark, yeah, I mean, he didn't really bring it either. There's Philip Broberg, who I also like. Where am I gonna bring it? He didn't bring it either, but did I expect him to bring it? No, like he's a rookie. It was his first full year, so I was missing those two. But anyway, if you're new to the channel, guys, feel free to leave a like. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below, as always. And who are you cheering for now that the weather's out? Also, just drop a comment down below. I read every single one, and I love interacting with you guys. So take her easy. It's gonna be a really exciting summer, and I cannot wait for what I guess you'll have to see. Ooh, foreshadowing. Okay, right on. But this video is 25 minutes long, so I've wasted a lot of your time. No, not wasted, but you spent a lot of your time on me, and I appreciate it. So take her easy, guys. I'll see you in the next one, and don't be average when you can be above average.